Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lefty from the Darth Empire coming at you here with another Black Ops sniping gameplay commentary. This is 6-man domination on Berlin Wall. Few notes about this gameplay. I've been playing a lot of the First Strike playlist. I noticed not a lot of people play that anymore. There's a substantially fewer people in that playlist than there were even a few weeks ago. But the reason I've been playing a lot of that is because when I play with you guys, the subscribers, or when I'm playing with some of my close group of friends, or not close, but they're e-friends, whatever. It's a long story and really nerdy and whatever. But I don't get a chance to play a lot of the First Strike maps because when we're doing open lobbies, there's somebody that doesn't have the First Strike DLC, which is perfectly fine. I'm not saying you have to, or I'm not saying I want you to. I love playing with you guys on any map. It's really fun. It's a whole lot of fun. And by the way, on that note, follow me on Twitter, Lefty643, for updates on open lobbies, live streams with the Darth Empire and Darth Aimbot, all that kind of good stuff. Follow me on Twitter. Once again, that's Lefty643, just like my gamertag. But I don't get to play it a lot because we have one of the guys on the, quote, team that I play with. It's not a team, it's just a group of guys that, we all know each other, and we hop in an Xbox Live party and crack jokes while we're screwing around in Black Ops or whatever, but he doesn't have the First Strike DLC installed. So I don't get to play a lot of the First Strike DLC. So I've started to play a lot of Domination on that playlist just so I can get my fill routinely of the maps, of the new maps, and I'm going to probably do similar things when the new map pack drops. I'm not sure when that is. I'm not sure the name of it. Anyway, I think it's Escalation, something like that. So if you see a lot of Kowloon, Berlin Wall, Stadium gameplay from me, that's because I've just been playing a lot of the First Strike DLC, and those are really the 4 maps. Domination once in a while, or not Domination, Discovery once in a while. Those are the only 4 maps in the playlist, so I get some gameplays from there, a good amount actually, as of late. Another thing about this gameplay that I want you to note is that this is the end result of this gameplay in terms of K to D, in terms of captures, defends. I did join this game late, so I don't have the beginning capture. I should have 2, possibly 3. But the end result of this game is very similar to the Stadium gameplay that I just posted on the Darth Empire, as well as the Stadium gameplay I posted on my personal channel. And in terms of K to D, in terms of all that stuff, it's very similar. But for some reason, and I don't know why, I just get a different feel when I'm watching it. I think my deaths are concentrated towards the beginning of the gameplay, so don't say, dislike, oh my god, so terrible, goodbye, and leave go to another video until you watch the whole thing. But I just get a different feel, and that made me think I'm a big baseball fan, and one of the subsets of baseball fandom is the sabermetric community, and that's the higher order statistical analysis of baseball. And for those of you that don't know, baseball in terms of professional sports is unique in that because the game is, when you break it down, really a set of one-on-one matchups between one player on one team and one player on the other. Because of that setup, the game lends itself very, very well to statistical analysis and probabilities and equations and all those things. That's not to say that you can pop in a set of statistics into a computer and find out who's going to win the World Series 100% of the time. Far from it. But on the whole, statistical analysis accomplishes a lot more in professional baseball than it does any other professional sport that I have found. I think there is some higher order soccer metrics, maybe even some hockey ones that are pretty good that they've found. I'm not a big math guy. The highest I got was Calculus 3, but I don't understand all of it. But that's where I'm coming from, and applying that to Black Ops is the notion of K to D, and I've always struggled with K to D, especially when in becoming a commentator, because I've always wanted to post the greatest gameplay, great KD, great totals, and I've come to find that especially with sniping in Black Ops, that's a little bit harder than it at least used to be, or at least from what I remember in playing COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2. And that has forced me to think about the notion of KD and keeping score and really overall rating the gameplay. Now, this doesn't necessarily play into my last commentary, which I talked about lowering your standards for what you see in given a montage or a gameplay commentary on Black Ops versus Modern Warfare 2 or COD 4. What this is talking about is, I believe that when we're talking about Black Ops, when we're talking about a fluid game where there's so much in flux, like Black Ops or like any first-person shooter, or really any online multiplayer or online first-person shooter, the game is so fluid and there's so many things that are out of a player's control, especially when you're sniping in Black Ops. In order for you to do well, and we're talking about player positioning, player weapon choice, player skill, map design, teammate skill, teammate kill streaks, opponent kill streaks, your kill streaks, although your kill streaks are obviously under your control, but there's so many things in this fluid game that are input into how you do. Maybe not explicitly, but there are some lower order things that play into how you score or your NKD or how you fare in any given engagement and overall in any given game that I don't think a strict set of metrics, like something like K to D or even score per minute, I don't think those do a good job of explaining how a person did in a game, whether they're good, whether they're bad, whether they did good relative to everybody else, whether they did good relative to the average player, whatever. And so on that note, I decided to choose this gameplay, not because I think it was the best, or it was pretty good in my estimation, but because I think this, viewed in contrast with the most recent gameplay that I posted on the DarthEmpire, I think that we can see that while the K to Ds are similar, while everything that is quote objective about rating the overall gameplay, while all those things are similar, at least I do. I don't know if you as well. I get a different feel about this, and I don't know why. So feel free to explore that in your own minds in the comments, whatever. I get a different feel about this game, even though the relative KDs are all the same. Anyway, I've rambled for a while, but the big news that I want to talk about is I got this from a tweet from one of my followers on Twitter. I am Sam. So big thanks to him. David Vonderhaar has confirmed, at least outright, that there will be updates, continued updates, for the sniper rifles in Call of Duty Black Ops. And his confirmation came in the form of course, a Twitter post. And when I was talking about earlier the little Twitter scuffle I had with him, he sent a couple tweets my way, and I'm going to read them in their entirety. It says, "Take issue with the undying dedication to defensive position, only because I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Slowly unnerf them until I find something I'm happy with. My happy and your happy may never be the same, and the next update does even more unnerfing." Now, I didn't think much of that at the time. I continued on talking to him because I think I was talking about the sniper patch and removing it altogether. that didn't even register for the most part. But then I Am Sam tweeted me, and I looked at Vonderhaar's Twitter feed, and I found this at I Am Sam. It says, "Next update has more, and every update will have some until I am sufficiently annoyed that I swung the pendulum too far." Now, I'm taking I Am Sam's word for it that he's talking about sniping, because I don't really want to go through and make sure that everything's all correct and David Vonderhaar is actually talking about what I think he's talking about, but I'm pretty sure it's sniping. Now, I think that's significant, because what this means for us as snipers is that we can continue to expect a slow unnerfing of the sniper rifles. However, I want to say this, that the last update that was supposed to be a relatively big update to the sniper rifles, I don't think did all that much. Yes, everybody was happy about it when it originally came out. A lot of big, quote, regular snipers within the YouTube community said, "Oh, well, now I'm coming back to Black Ops," and all that great stuff. Where are they now? They're really nowhere to be found. So I'm going to remain skeptical about these sniper updates. I understand that David Vonderhaar has said that he's going to do these things, and really he has kind of, I guess you could say, lived up to his word, but I'm going to remain skeptical because I still feel that there is a good amount of lip service being paid to the sniper community, especially with a new downloadable content pack dropping soon. So be skeptical. That is my advice. Be skeptical about everything and anything he says, especially considering that he has a brand new pack of stuff to sell you. So that's where I stand, but be on the lookout. we'll see how that goes. Anyway, guys, that's my time. I got to get out of here. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Once again, Lefty643. That's where you find out about the open lobbies, the live streams, all that stuff. Lefty643 on Twitter. Be sure to check out my channel. And I don't know if I'm going to be putting a link in the description to this, but I had a video go up on Machinima Respawn, and soon we should have a dual com with aimbot going up on Respawn, so be sure to check that out. My personal channel, Lefty643 on Twitter. I gotta go, guys. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. I am out.